There you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open. Hey, coming up on today's show, we'll hear from the co-founder of a hemp distribution company who will highlight the residual impact of New York City's legislation on hemp and cannabis. And after that, we'll check in with a friend of the show. She's an entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of an organization that is helping our young women of color take control of their futures. Then we'll sit down with the founder of a local library that is celebrating its 7th anniversary. They'll reflect on how the library has made its impact on our community and so much more. So finally, we'll hear from a notable figure in the entertainment industry. He's the president and CEO of Fever Records. No stranger to the show. He's in the house. And he'll join us and he'll speak about the upcoming Oldies Doo Wop concert. Yes, indeed. We'll find out more. All you have to do is sit back, kick off your shoes, and relax your feet. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and we're wide open. Here we go. Hey, here we go. I'm the host of Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. All you have to do is kick off your shoes and relax your feet and stay connected to us on social media, BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is the CCO and the co-founder of Cornbread Hemp. Cornbread, hog maws, and chitterlings. We'll find out more about it. He's here. And he's here with us today to shine a light on the impact of New York's standstill on cannabis and the hemp legislation. So we'll have that and a whole lot more. Please welcome to the show, Jim Higdon. Jim.
Dr. Bob.
How are you?
Doing good. It's good to be back in the city.
Yeah, I thought, where are you right now? I know you want to come here into the studio, but...
Yeah, I braced my heart. I didn't get to the Bronx today. I'm in my hotel here on like 24th and 6th Avenue, but... I was a Brooklyn resident for about 6 years back in the day, so it's nice to be back. I'm in town this weekend. Was my 20th reunion at the Columbia Journalism School, which makes me feel older than I feel. But it was a great opportunity to reconnect with folks uptown.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. Listen, how did you get started with this business, cornbread and hemp?
Well, it's wild. So I'm a native Kentuckian, and where I'm from in Kentucky is this Catholic region. And in the 80s, it was known as a illegal and outlawed cannabis cultivation hotspot.
Yeah.
In 1989, federal prosecutors held a press conference and announced they had arrested 70 men from my community on 30 farms in 10 states with what they said was 200 tons of cannabis. And of these 70 men that they arrested, none of them would talk or cooperate in exchange for a lesser sentence. So they had to throw out their RICO case, and all they could do is hold a press conference. And so they held a press conference, and they called these guys in that press conference the Cornbread Mafia. And that led to all kinds of notoriety and bad news coming to my hometown. And I came to Columbia to journalism school and left there with a book proposal to go home and write a book about how my hometown became notorious in this way. And I wrote a book called The Cornbread Mafia about my community being, kind of unique in the space. Like it was exclusively, these 70 men that were arrested, they were all white country guys. There was no ethnic diversity in this large cannabis cultivation group. And so noteworthy for a number of reasons. But it's still it marginalized our community, just like communities of color have been marginalized in the drug war. Throughout the last several decades. And the success of that book led me into a journalism career. I was covering cannabis policy at a fairly high level for outlets like Politico and the Washington Post. And while covering the 2018 Farm Bill, realized that there was an opportunity. So I partnered with my cousin, Eric Zipperly, and he and I founded Cornbread Hemp based on the story of the Cornbread Mafia to bring Kentucky hemp flower to customers all over America, including here in New York.
Yeah, well, cornbread mob. Well, I know a person who invited me out to Kentucky, and they had like 2 farms, and they were growing it all over the place. And I was walking through the fields, and I said, "Wow!" Well, the plants were only this tall at the time, but when I saw the pictures afterwards,
yeah, you were there in the summer. You were there like this tall. You were there like July, August.
probably, yeah. They had a jazz fest and all that stuff out there.
Huh.
So you know what time it was. So
you need Dr. Bob. You need to come back to Kentucky in September.
and stand amongst it, right?
you come in September. We'll show you something you can smell.
Wow. Okay. So what's keeping the pressure on the legislation here in New York?
So, okay, it's kind of a mess, but don't feel like New York is alone in it being a mess, because it's a mess lots of places. There's just some competing interest, and hemp as we'll call it, as a cannabis stakeholder group is unique in this space, in that hemp is legal under federal law. As long as that THC level is below 0.3%, it's a hemp product, not a marijuana product, and therefore legal under federal law. And that causes a lot of confusion in states, especially states with robust and developed cannabis programs like New York State and New York City, because it just throws a wrench into the whole thing. So you've seen our sleep gummies there. That sleep gummy is a USDA certified organic sleep gummy with no melatonin, and it's got valerian root and chamomile and lavender in it. And it's just really found a great market with people who are looking for an organic sleep gummy with no melatonin. Yeah. So we and now we've launched hemp derived THC beverages as well, and that's a whole new market that's very robust, and is currently not as open of a market in New York State or New York City as we would like. We'd like to be able to serve THC beverages in bars and restaurants. We like to serve them in convenience and grocery, as well as packaged liquor stores outside of the cannabis dispensary system. And that causes concern with the people who have developed the cannabis dispensary system here in New York, that it would destabilize a fragile situation, a fragile ecosystem that's already been developed. And we want to make sure that we come in and understand the dynamics of play, and assure folks that we can broaden the excise tax base, support social equity programs outside of the dispensaries with these products.
Yeah, but aren't they issuing licenses for this already in New York City?
They're issuing, as I understand it, they're issuing licenses for hemp beverages, but inside of the cannabis dispensary system. The hemp products are still limited to 1 milligram of THC per serving, which is far lower than a hemp product needs to be effective. Yeah. We offer 5 milligram THC seltzers. Some states are allowing 10 milligram THC seltzers outside of the dispensary system if they're hemp derived, and that's where we're hopeful that New York State will land.
What are some of the misconceptions about CBD?
CBD is has a lot of misconceptions depending on the perspective of the person who's misconceiving it. Like for cannabis aficionados, people who are consumers of dispensary grade cannabis, CBD doesn't seem to do much for them. But CBD creates a whole new customer group for folks who are new to cannabis. The top reasons people are taking CBD products are for pain, anxiety, and sleep, which is something that issues that we all have, especially as we age. And from our customer data, we can understand that our customers tend to be women over 50 in the suburbs and outer rural areas, from outside of major metropolitan areas. So that's for our direct consumer customers. And then we also have very good retail partners. We would like to have better retail partners in New York State, but we haven't been able to get the guidance from Albany that we need. For instance, Wegmans had a nice, robust CBD shelf at one point, and I believe that's all gone away now because of the lack of clarity from Albany on this issue.
How's your company set apart? What's different about your company than all the others that are out there?
Yeah, our company is unique in a lot of ways. Primarily, we made our name with USDA certified organic CBD and THC products, which is really a higher bar than folks are used to seeing. Like to get a USDA certified organic product requires that not just the hemp is grown organically, but every ingredient on that ingredient list is USDA certified organic, and we're producing it in a facility that's inspected by an organic certifier to ensure there's no contamination. And so it's a very high standard of clean products, clean ingredients. And it's not something that you can get in a dispensary, because dispensary products are still illegal under federal law and so aren't eligible for USDA organic certification. But as a hemp product, we are. And we make a THC gummy. That's the only USDA certified organic THC gummy available in America.
Yeah. What are some of the other medicinal purposes of your product? Like, for instance, arthritis or?
I'll share with you anecdotally, I have a skin condition on my hands, and we have a topical lotion that takes the inflammation out, like nothing else that the dermatologists have been able to give me. Now, technically speaking, Dr. Bob, we're talking about supplements that don't have medicinal properties. We're not making medical claims about our products. We're suggesting that there's supplements that help folks with their already healthy lifestyles. But pain, anxiety, and sleep are the support that people are getting from our products and from other hemp products as well.
Hemp does a lot. I mean, if you keep the name hemp, they dock boats with the hemp rope.
They dock boats with a hemp rope. That's true. It's a different variety of hemp, and you can see it growing when you come to Kentucky. I can show you fiber varieties that grow very tall, 10, 12 feet tall, and then our flower varieties that we grow for our products are short and bushy. So there's not really good dual use varieties. If you're growing hemp for flower, you're going short, bushy Christmas trees. If you're growing hemp, for fiber, you're going big, tall, bamboo trees.
No, hey, that could be a thing. People could be ordering Christmas trees.
Yeah, they do. I mean, but they're good. They're good Christmas trees in September, but by December they don't look right.
Tell me something different that we didn't speak about.
Well, what's important for folks to know, there's lots of competing dynamics here, and social equity is a huge thing here in New York State for good reason. People have been impacted negatively by the drug war, need some sort of space in this industry, and we're a company from Kentucky. We understand what our role is in that space, but we feel like we can contribute with excise taxes on our products outside of the dispensary system. Can help contribute to the social equity programs here in New York State, and elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, you got the Kentucky Derby coming, right?
It just happened. It just
happened.
I was in town instead of the Derby. I got out of Dodge to come up to the city. I missed all the excitement, but sovereignty won, followed by journalism. So we had a good run this year. It was wet, sloppy track.
Yeah.
So all we missed was bad weather. It was good to be in the city.
There you go. Hey, Jim, thank you so much. Where can we go to find out more and get more information on your products?
Check us out at cornbreadhemp.com, and talk to your local assembly member about getting this straight so we can get hemp beverages rocking in New York State.
Yeah. Did the senator visit your farm yet?
Senator McConnell, no. Senator Paul's state director has been to our facility. We've had a couple of congressmen in our facility, both Republican and Democrats. We like to talk to everybody, and it's important for everyone to come see what we're up to. So we have we're always inviting folks to come out and see what we're up to.
You can see Senator Mitch McConnell out there. Hey, keep it just like that. Keep it strong. Hey, listen, thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Bob.
All right, see you again. Jim Higdon, co-founder and CCO of Cornbread Hemp. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. I will take a quick break right here. I've got more open. It's all happening next.
We're going to start the show right now. This is my favorite part. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, this is Angel, and I am one of the instructors for the in-studio production. Here at BronxNet, we offer classes that can help you elevate, expand, and start your television career. All you have to do is sign up at bronxnet.org/education. For the past 7 years, I have been in various productions, spanning from talk shows, independent films, news reports, art displays, teachings, musical performances, and many more. Ain't that right, Angel? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Angel. There are a lot of creative individuals that we're just waiting to sign up for the class. And if I may, can I also express thank you, Angel. That's all the time we have left. Visit BronxNet.org/education and become a producer by taking the course. The class I offer is also in English, en español y también bilingüe. Nos vemos en la próxima clase.
And welcome back. Our next guest is the founder and CEO of Girls of Color Take Over LLC. She's an award-winning global motivational speaker, author, and she's with us to share how she is empowering the next generation of youth all around the world. So please welcome to the show, Dr. Teresa of Girls of Color Take Over LLC.
Hi, Dr. Bobley. Thanks for having me.
How are you? Where are you located right about now?
I'm in Florida, in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, see, we get people from all over the world coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you for jumping in. Now, tell us about this business that you started, Teresa.
Well, it's a powerful organization, a powerful company that's on a bold mission to empower and impact million girls of color from around the world, just helping them build their confidence, develop leadership skills, and pursue their passion, teach them about entrepreneurship and just mentor them. And at the age of the girls that I work with, from 9 and up, girls and women of color, it's the perfect age to get them to start thinking and to get their minds going.
Yeah. How did it all happen for you?
It really had to do a lot with my personal experiences and just wanting to be able to help these young girls in the next generation not have to worry about doors not opening up for them. I've been in several situations where I've had to, fight for positions and ask for, higher raises and, try to move up. And it was just extremely challenging. I heard a lot of no's and it was, important for me to be able to mentor and to, let these girls know that, no's don't necessarily mean a no, right?
Exactly.
For them to be able to create their own opportunities when they do hear a no. And so it's just been a personal mission of mine. And I enjoy it. It's a purpose that God has put in me to do. And I'm just living my purpose.
There you go. And you can't stop when you hear that no. Don't stop. You're going to hear a bunch of no's all throughout your life. But guess what? There's going to be some yeses in there, too. That's going to be very, very rewarding and help you to become that successful person that you'd like to become. The last time we spoke, you had a summer STEM camp. Was it in Belize?
I had a youth empowerment camp in Belize, yes. And it was very impactful. And we had a cohort of about 32 girls. Initially we opened it up for 25. And, the first day of camp when some of the girls went home, they talked about it to their neighbors and their friends. And, the following day, 7 girls just showed up randomly. And
they said, I'm going too. You're not leaving me behind.
We didn't want to turn them away, of course. There's a process of getting registered for the camp, but we didn't want to turn them away. So we ended up with 32 girls. And it's just been growing since then. It's 5 days of learning, business trips, wellness days. It's just been impactful.
And that was in Belize and Ghana?
So Ghana, literally just got back from Ghana. I'm currently on an empowerment tour
Wow.
for 2025, and I work with the youths in Ghana as well. Most of my work with them have been through online, like my master classes. I try to get there in person at times. It just happened to be that my empowerment tour had me there this time to be able to be there in person. So it's just been rewarding to be able to help the youths just really get into their, help them with their
Hmm.
personal and professional growth.
Yeah. And you were mentoring a lot of them. You have a whole team of mentors. Is that right?
Yes, yes. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of mentoring is going on. And it's just been wonderful. The
Mm-hmm.
impact has been great. The feedback has been great. And that's the goal, right? Is just to see others reach their highest and fullest potential and get them to fulfill their purpose and their passion.
Any highlights? Anything that stood out in your mind when you were on these tours?
Well, I would definitely say the one that I did in Belize earlier this month.
Uh-huh.
Well, earlier last month in April. I got there right in time before the girls went on a entrepreneurship. They had an entrepreneurship day where they had to sell products and I was there the day before to kind of encourage them and to talk to them about some key strategies, for them to be able to sell all their products on the entrepreneurship day. So they all set up their booths. I was there as, not only as a mentor and a coach for them, but also as one of their customers. I
Uh-huh.
just to encourage them and empower them. So that was really rewarding to see that they applied those skills on the day of their entrepreneurship day for them to be able to sell out their products.
Mm. And that was exciting to a lot of them, right? They said, "Wow,
Of
we've got it
course.
going on. We know how to do this now. We don't
Yeah,
need any
we
more help."
yeah, so that's the exciting part, right? Is
Uh-huh.
to apply the skills that they learned and to be able to, be profitable, have their business, have customers come up to their booths and to
Yeah.
be able to use those skills to sell their products. So it was rewarding to see.
What are some of the products that they're selling? Well, we're talking about the lemonade stand here.
Yeah, no, I mean, some of them had jewelry. They, a lot of them are really good at baking, and that's what it's about, right? It's about, being creative as well and putting your heart and your passion into things that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Some of them are very young and they love to bake, so they had some baked goods. Some of them had jewelry. They had their own milkshake stands. Like they're very creative and innovative, and there were a lot of other products that they were selling. And I think as this continues, their minds obviously are going to start to think. I mean, when we did our camp last year,
Hmm.
broke them up into groups, and the business ideas that they came up with were just incredible. And so, I think this year's camp is going to be even much more amazing to see the ideas that they have and the ventures that they want to start.
Yeah. Wow. It must make. How does that make you feel, knowing in your heart that you're helping so many to become successful?
I mean, it feels great, right? Because that's the whole purpose of what I do, why I do what I do.
Yeah.
Just to be able, as an entrepreneur myself, and to be able to show them that I am also an entrepreneur and that I do too have my products. I think, it's important to kind of walk that talk and to show them that it's possible. So it feels good for me to be able to see them apply the learnings and the mentoring and the training that I've been instilling in them. And it's just amazing to
Yeah.
see.
And I see you have a lot of awards behind you. What are some of those awards that you've received?
Well, some of them are pretty much my degrees, and I do have a presidential lifetime achievement award.
Uh,
I have, yeah. So I mean, I have my what's back there. Yeah, my degrees. I have the presidential award. There's a lot of stuff that I have. There's so many other stuff that haven't even been hung up yet on the wall, but
yeah.
I'm just really walking, like I said earlier, just walking in my purpose and
Yeah.
showing these girls that it's possible.
I know in doing the work that you do, you probably have a box full of them you didn't even put up yet. I get it. I know. So, what are some
Yeah,
of the products?
and it's not really about the accolades, right? It's really about the impact and
Yeah.
being able to show them that,
Yeah.
it's impossible for them to keep going for their dreams as well.
Well, it's a circle of love. You show them look, this is what you can get. You get rewarded for what you do.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So, what are some of the products that you deal with?
So I have a lip gloss collection
Uh-huh.
that is doing phenomenal. It's a collection that I'm really passionate about, especially coming from years working in the beauty industry and not being able to really see a variety of colors that suit, the tones of my skin color and, girls of color. So the lip gloss is really a perfect line for me. It aligns with my mission, teaching the girls that they too can have their own line and not to worry that others have the same products, that they can be extremely innovative and that we're all unique and we can have something that someone else have, but we just bring our own uniqueness to it. So I'm super excited about the lip gloss collection. And I also have my book on entrepreneurship.
Ah, that's a recently launched book, right?
Yes, so
Yeah.
this book is on Amazon. It's all about entrepreneurship and it's a blueprint on how to start your own business. It talks about customer acquisition, marketing strategies, how to build a network. And I use this book as a guide when I teach my entrepreneurship classes. It's the perfect guide. It's being featured in Ghana, in Africa, at the iconic Marcus Garvey Guest Center, Diaspora African Forum Gallery. So it's being used worldwide in really great ways. And I'm so excited about that because, entrepreneurship is not for everyone, but we all do have it in us to be entrepreneurs. It's just really about having the skill set.
Yeah. And although you deal with a lot of girls, all over the world, guys are picking up that book too.
Of course, yeah, because it's always good to have something of your own, right? No job is your job unless you have your own. And it's always good to have this blueprint to kind of help guide you on how to start that business. So it's for guys, girls, and whoever. And even if you have like your 9 to 5 and you just, want to venture into something on your own, this is the perfect guide to help you with that.
Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. So now we know what contributes to your phenomenality. Thank you for all that you do. Listen, where can we find more about what you're doing?
Sure. My website is teresaisabel.com. So that's TeresaIsabel.com. I'm also on Instagram, Girls of Color Take Over, and Dr. Teresa Isabel. Those are my social media handles. And yeah, so much to do for the next couple months. The Empowerment Tour is going great. I'm super excited about what God's doing in my life and the doors that are opening and the impact that I'm making.
Yeah, guys are gonna be looking at it too. You're gonna write that book or put out that song. Guys are players too. I don't know. I just threw it out there. But thank you for all that you do. You have anything coming up in the near future? Maybe in and around New York City?
Not that I know of, but I'm always open to being in different cities, and New York is one of my home cities anyway. So I definitely have to get back to that side.
Yeah.
But I'm gearing up right now for my summer camp in July, and it's going to be so impactful. I think we have about 4 camps lined up back to back, impacting over 160 girls this summer.
Yeah.
It's going to be a very busy summer. I'm thrilled to actually partner with anyone in New York who would love to, learn more about what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a book tour sometime in the fall, so maybe I can make it that side for sure.
There you go. Listen, thank you for joining us, and you're always welcome to step up and hit some home runs on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. Dr. Teresa Hernandez, founder and CEO, Girls of Color Take Over LLC. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. I've got more open coming up next.
only 57% of New York City high school students are college ready by their senior year. .55% of high school graduates either have no plans to attend college or are uncertain that they will ever attend. .34% of young adults don't go to college because they can't afford it. Discover what's possible. BronxNet's education programs, internships, and opportunities help engage and inspire Bronx youth and beyond to pursue their passions. Be a part of the BronxNet family. Whether you're interested in our shows, joining a class, or donating to support our mission, visit BronxNet.org to learn more.
There you go. Welcome back. It's always so good to see you. We have our next guest. He's a founder of Norwood Community Library, and he's with us to highlight how his library is celebrating 7 years of service to the Norwood community. So please welcome to the show, Brandon Montes. Brandon, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So you enjoying what you see so far? What you've seen so far on the show?
I do. It's definitely some interesting stories, and I'm glad to be on the card, so to speak. With different voices being highlighted here in the Bronx. I love the Bronx myself, born and raised here. So, to be on BronxNet is a big deal to me. And I'm with the community library. I'm always trying to highlight Bronx voices, us reading in the Bronx, positivity for the Bronx.
So, since you said you're happy to be on the card, you into boxing?
Actually, I'm a big pro wrestling fan, to be honest.
They have a card too, right?
Yeah, they have a card too, yeah.
I knew it was one of those.
Yeah.
So listen, how did you get started in Norwood Community Library?
Well, yeah, back in 2018, I was working for the city in social work at the time. I was thinking about how could I help? How could I do something in my community, something small but impactful in my own way? At the time, we did not have a bookstore in the Bronx. We have Litboard now, which is great, but Barnes & Noble left, and there wasn't a single independent bookstore in the Bronx.
Barnes & Noble was in Co-op City, right?
Yeah.
I know Steve Harvey did a big book signing over there.
Of course.
That day.
RIP Barnes & Noble, it was a community place for a lot of people.
Yeah. And
it spoke to me that we don't have, we didn't have a bookstore at the time, and we have very limited, amounts of bookstores today. So it made me think about what's our relationship with reading in the Bronx.
Yeah.
So anyone who likes to read has some extra books to spare, and so I started taking some extra books I had. I used to be a temp at Scholastic. They got rid of a lot of stuff, and so I had some stuff from those days, my own personal collection, and I started taking a milk crate. I chained it to like a fence near the deli. Even though it seems a little rudimentary there, a community came from that.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that happen.
Yeah. So in a way, it's like kind of like a Bronx version of a little library. But with the pandemic, I switched formats because I felt more responsibility about watching what I give out. So I started tabling. And I've also helped establish some little libraries in the neighborhood that I put books into when I'm not tabling.
Right.
Yeah. But for 7 years, I would say probably given out about 10,000 books over the last 7 years. Yeah.
So are you reaching out to people to bring books to you?
Yes. Yeah. It's like the hours that I table, people bring books, people grab books. It's kind of like a communal, like liminal space where people can share what they have, and we're all coming together to read together.
Yeah. I'm traveling throughout the 5 boroughs. I've seen the tabling in different boroughs all throughout Brooklyn and all over the place. And I also was sitting outside in Manhattan. I was sitting outside of a dentist, just waiting for my turn to go in. Yeah. And people were going by and they were taking books out of this little slot. Yeah. And people were bringing books and putting them back in. That's probably what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. If you go in the lobby of North Central Hospital, there's a little, I think they showed a picture of it on the screen there.
It was like a mailbox.
Yeah, exactly. So people can put books there. There's also one I've helped out with in the park in Williamsbridge Oval Park at 3400 Reservoir Oval East. It's made of wood that people can put books into, and there's also one I helped establish with the MMCC, the Mashula Montefiore Community Center, and so I just want to, libraries are great. I just want to add on that on top of that, This is a mutual aid library, so everyone kind of has more of a role in there, So yeah, and I've also done book clubs and things like that. Also did clothing drives, food drives. It's been a labor of love over 7 years.
So you are a mobile library.
Yes. I like to call myself a street librarian.
Yeah. So we need to get you
like a physical space.
A
that would
van.
be cool. Or a van. Yeah, that would be cool.
You can bring libraries to different communities.
Yeah, especially as books are kind of on the chopping block in a lot different walks of life. Book bans and all that stuff. I would love to drive over all across the country maybe one day, giving out banned books or giving out other resources that people need.
Banning books. Wow.
Yeah.
How can you take books off the shelves?
I don't know.
And it's
it makes me sad.
And free.
Yeah.
Just,
exactly.
Read what you want to read.
Exactly. That's the importance of reading in general, because there's got to be a reason that people don't want us reading certain things.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to read about it even more.
Yes.
What
does 7 years in operation mean to you?
7 years, it's just it's very humbling. It's an honor to serve the Bronx. I'm born and raised here, and I love it here. I kind of look at this borough maybe through rose-colored glasses. I just love this place so much. So it's been truly a privilege to help serve and give out as many books as I have. And also, I want to thank everyone who has stopped by and taken a book to keep this going. People who have donated money as well, or people who have donated books or come and tabled with me. This has been I am the leader of it. It's a non-traditional organization that is mostly me and volunteers that cycle in and out.
Yeah.
But I would be nowhere without the Bronx community.
And you got a lot of people to help you out.
Exactly.
And that you interact with.
Yes.
Is there Jessica from Kingsbridge?
Yes, Kingsbridge Unidos.
Yes.
Yeah, we did buckets for the Bronx last summer.
Right.
And I believe they're gonna have an anniversary picnic, and I'll probably stop by with some books as well.
You gotta table it.
I'll table, yeah.
Table it. Bring the cover just in case.
Of course, yeah. I have a parasol. Someone donated a parasol, but because sometimes the sun's a little much, and this rain has been a lot lately.
Right.
But I'll take the precautions. But I would love to table anywhere. It's just I also kind of limited because I don't have a car. But I usually stick to my neighborhood. And for me, I don't stretch myself too thin. That's why I feel like it's been able to last as well,
Well, I can see you in one of those, like a camper. The thing comes out where, you keep the rain off you. You have your tables under there. Mm-hmm. You can do your books. Yeah. And it's very special if you want people to come into your trailer.
Maybe. What I am working on is maybe having like a non-traditional third space. I'm getting some chairs, and while I'm tabling, I'm inviting people when I get another chair, but I'm inviting people to sit down and read if they want for a few as well, for free. Sit down somewhere for free.
Yeah, and what if you had that where you could sleep in it too, like a Winnebago, and you can travel to
maybe.
You
know what?
Somewhere I'm gonna wake up here at 6 o'clock in the morning and open up
table.
Yeah.
That is you might be cooking right now. This is that does sound good. I just I do have my day job, but at the same time, maybe one day this is what I do full time. Yeah. So
I have this vehicle over here 6 o'clock in the morning because after I get off of my day job, I'm going to come and meet you to set up the table and everything.
And thankfully, was able to do different book drives. So maybe we could get other people in different communities involved as well.
Yeah. Do you have anything special planned for the 7th anniversary?
Well, I kind of do it week to week because I'm at the mercy of the weather outside. Yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna rain on August 26th, but I am reflecting a lot on what could I do? Maybe maybe have a barbecue or something. Yeah. With some free food. I'm somewhat of a Seinfeld character. I have a soup friend that'll make it's a ceremony cerebellum. They've helped me, and you know, they'll charge a fee and they'll serve the soup, like 80 servings of soup.
Yeah.
You know, so I might do something like
They'll
that.
pay you, but they'll
No,
make sure they
I'll
get
pay
paid.
them. I'll pay them for the soup to serve the soup. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
What if they charge for the soup and they give you a portion of what they charge? You just add a little
no,
more
the soup is
to
going to
it.
be free for the community. So I just like raise the money to pay them what they need for
Yeah.
their services
Okay.
and give it out in the neighborhood and stuff like
There
that.
you go.
But
Just make sure it's not 90 degrees out.
exactly. So
But
like,
I love soup in 90-degree weather.
you know, we pretend we're back on the island.
cool
You
off a
know,
little bit. Yeah.
exactly. But so I maybe later, maybe fall, winter before the soup. But so I'm thinking, I'm brainstorming ideas. But I also want to encourage people to give me their books, and also encourage people to table with me.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also, if there's a project they're passionate about that's similar, I say go for it, because
Yeah.
it's been very rewarding. I'm on this show today because of this initiative. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like it's
Somebody came by and saw you tabling, and they said, "Hey, man, you need to come on and talk about this."
talk about this.
Yeah, 7 years coming up.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I'm tabling the next time on the 17th. Yes.
Yeah.
So I post on social media week to week when I'm tabling, but I'm reflecting and also very thankful for 7 whole years. I remember I talked to Word of Books that said 7 years is when you're gonna kind of feel the pinch, like you're gonna feel like, what am I doing? Do I want to do this still? But I still feel very passionate about this as well. Oh, and also they showed some. I've also engaged the community by posting writers from the Bronx and painters tape to get a little street art to get people thinking like, what's going on there, and to get them interested in Bronx voices.
Oh, wow.
You know.
And now producer Steven can hook you up with some people who are doing some street art and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a young lady that comes on.
Okay.
She does some fantastic work. You can team up. Partnership is in.
Partnership.
Partnerships are in.
Let's collaborate. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so social media, website, we got about a minute.
Okay. The social media is Norwood Community Library at Instagram, Norwood BX Books on X. It's X now, right? I don't want to use the dead name or whatever. And then if you want to reach out to table, collaborate, the email is norwoodcommunitylibrary@gmail.com.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, you got a tent?
I have a parasol, but I mostly stick to tabling.
Tabling.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case,
Yeah.
Keep
a tent
some of
would
the
maybe be a
elements
good
off of the
idea.
sun,
Yeah.
rain,
Yeah.
pollen,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm battling all the elements when I'm out there, you know.
But it's a good thing. You got to be out there, man, pounding the pavement.
You got to be ready for everything in
Yeah.
New York City.
And
you
play
know?
that song in the background, Boots on the Ground.
Boots are on the ground, yes.
Thank you so much. Give me that social media and website one more time.
Of course. The Instagram is Norwood Community Library. On X, it's Norwood BX Books. And if you ever want to collaborate, table, bounce some ideas, you can email me at norwoodcommunitylibrary@gmail.com.
There you go. Brandon Montes, founder, Norwood Community Library. We thank you for showing up and hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me.
We were kicking some ideas back and
Of
forth.
course, we might have to get in the lab together. I don't know.
There you go.
You know?
That's how it
Let's
happens.
do it.
All right. We'll take a quick break. I've got a whole lot more right here on Open.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with BronxNet Community Media classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At BronxNet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated BronxNet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with BronxNet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
And welcome back. Our last guest is a producer and the president and CEO of Fever Records. He joins us to shine a light on an upcoming Oldies Doo Wop show. Yeah, remember they used to stand in the doorway at the candy store and all that and do the doo wop and all that stuff? Well, he's no stranger to the show. Please put your hands together and welcome Sal Abbatiello from Fever Records. Now, Sal, you know, there's a lot of backstages and a lot of back doors and back rooms to what we've been through in our lives.
70s, baby.
Yes. As I said, I mentioned the back room.
Yeah. The ice room.
The ice room. Yeah.
Legendary.
Oh, lot of good history. I used to travel throughout the tri-state area with Mr. Magic. He said, wait. Come on, we're going to stop by and see Sal at the Fever. So we pull up and you have two WBLS vans right in front of the
juice
Fever.
vans.
Yeah, the Juice Mobiles. Named Juice Mobiles by Mr. Magic.
Yep.
Yeah. So you don't only do hip hop and all that stuff because everything came through your house.
Yeah.
You had all genres of music, the disco, the hip hop, and the doo wop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I go back to 1970 in the Bronx.
Yeah.
On Williamsbridge Road and Pelham Parkway, we had a nightclub called Abbott's Golden Hour. That's where doo wop was being played. Actually, Chaz Palmolari had a band called Razzma Chaz. He performed there. A lot of the old Joe Pesci performed there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So history, man. History. You got it all. Did you put that book out yet?
Not yet.
Because you did records. You were in movies. Now the
Yeah,
book.
soon.
Yeah.
My son keeps bugging me. Dad, let's get the picture book out.
Yeah. Oh, you got some pictures.
Oh, God.
You got some pictures. Everybody
Legendary
came through
pictures,
your,
yeah. From the Fever, yeah.
Yeah. So you have a show coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a show Sunday, May 18th at Lehman, one of my favorite theaters to perform and do shows at. I love the staff, love everything about the room, you know, and it's history. So we got the Drifters coming up, yeah. We got the Tokens, the Comets, the Coasters, and we have Frankie, one of the old lead singers of the Platters.
Wow.
And Joe Corsi's going to be hosting.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Joe Corsi. Is he still on radio?
Oh, yeah, CBS.
Yeah. CBS. He's still on CBS.
Yeah.
I remember you say CBS FM, the Golden 101.1.
Oh, he's legendary. He's been on the radio at least 40 years, I think.
Yeah. Oh, man, you can't go wrong. It's going to be a big show.
Yeah.
A big show.
Yep. Sunday afternoon, so we made it convenient for our senior citizens and, you know, get the grandparents out there and parents to see this once in a year show at Lehman.
Yeah, you got to get somebody in there, videotape it so that the people
Love
who can't
them
get
songs,
down,
man.
they can show it again.
Yeah.
You ever think about that? Having it videotaped so people
Oh,
who can't get
BronxNet
down?
always comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can put the show on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
so people can't
they
get
tape
down.
the freestyle shows, the hip hop shows.
Yeah, good.
Next year, trying to do a disco show too.
Well, you know,
Trying to bring a little, you know, flavor back to the Bronx for the senior citizens and everybody that can't get out and can't go to Manhattan or Long Island. You know, and that's why this venue is great for shows.
Yeah, I remember when we first came to the Fever, it was with Darryl Payne. Me
Oh,
and a guy
Darryl.
named Disco Kid, the guy who's on the beatbox. And a lot of that stuff, that was like the springboard
Well,
for
the
a lot of
Fever
people
was
coming
open
in.
from 77 to 86.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then the movie Crush Groove came out. And then that was it.
Yeah.
10-year run.
When we came there, we were playing disco and
Yeah,
hitting the
it was
beats.
that transition.
Yeah, we was hitting those beats
Disco
and
was
rapping
big.
on top of the beats.
Teddy
yeah.
Pendergrass was starting to come out, you know.
Right. Wow. Some great people came through. And then you have a young man who's living in South Carolina right now. Who's a sheriff.
My man, Sweet G.
Sweet G.
Love him.
Games.
My
people
best
play.
friend. Games People Play, the #1 record in New York.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
BLS, KISS, and KTU.
On Fever
All the
Records,
Saints.
right?
My first record, I wrote it actually. I wrote the lyrics. Curtis Blow produced it, and Larry Smith and William Waring did the music. It's great. We were blessed.
Yes. Who are some of the other people on Fever Records?
Well, then we went to freestyle. You know, you had Niobe.
Yeah.
Then we had the Cover Girls.
Right.
Lizette Melendez, Love Bug Starsky,
Right.
live at the Fever. Do the ball, ball, ba dang
ball,
dang, digga, ball, ball. He used to rock that at the Fever. Yeah.
He's a busy bee, move over. This is
Yeah.
my stuff. Good. I mean, man, there's a lot of history. So this would be great to check out. I mean, I grew up with a lot of the the doo wop stuff. You go up the hill as a little kid to the candy stores or the grocery stores.
Great music.
And these guys were standing out there. They were
On the corner.
Yeah.
Under the lamppost. And you know, Chaz Palmolieri has that one-man show. I just went to see it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, he has a lot of doo-wop in the show.
Yeah. What stands out in your mind? I mean, you're doing all these shows over the years, you know, some of the things that stand out in your mind. You've seen everything.
Yeah. Well, to make the transition from doo-wop to disco to hip-hop to freestyle, and now, you know, even the freestyle music, which, you know, it stands out that the music died in like 94, 95. And it was the first music that got reinvented with the original music, and it's been on a run for like 25 years now, since the year 2000. We've been at Radio City, we've been at Madison Square Garden, we were at Mohegan Sun, Foxwoods, all the biggest casinos. Now it's traveling all over the West Coast, East Coast. Chicago is big in Florida, California. And that's been pretty exciting that now the Second Life, this movement of young Latinos and Italians embrace this music. And it's spreading around the country, and we're getting a new clientele. The younger brothers and sisters are coming. So now when I used to say, hey, 40 and over, make some noise. Now I say, 40 and under, make some noise. And it's getting louder and louder because the young, you know, the music's great, the lyrics are great, you know, and even old school hip hop, like Sugar Hill, Rob Bass, Curtis, these guys are working their butts off. Melly Mel. And
especially when 50 Years came out. 50 years.
Oh, yeah, 50-year anniversary. And then the Bronx is going to open up the museum.
Right.
In the Bronx, where it belongs, because that's where hip-hop and freestyle got its start.
Well, you're in it.
Yeah.
Deservingly
They blessed me when we had the exhibit. There was an exhibit, and they were doing every 6 months. And the Fever was very well represented in there. And, you know, people, they deserve to see the history. And
I saw that was by the Bronx Market, and now it's across the street in the big building that they just put up.
I think there's going to be 400 apartments in there. The museum's got like 50,000 square feet to put in. So now they're going to go from the early 70s, from Kool Herc, all the way up until today.
And man, you're part of that history. And you know, I'm right there with you, man.
Oh, yeah. You started in there by 1978.
Yes. Wow.
How long you doing this?
Well,
BLS.
Shucks, BLS has started in 1979-80. And then with my own van.
The
WBLS van, well, it wasn't a BLS van, it was my van. And then they told me to park it, and we sat in the office with Frankie Crocker and Warfield, and a young man came walking in there, and they said, we want you guys to crisscross the tri-state area with these WBLS vans. You park your van, we're going to give you 2 vans. They gave one to a young man by the name of Mr. Magic, and they gave me one. And Mr. Magic says, all right, this is the WBLS Juice Mobile. We got the Juice Mobile. He named them the Juice Mobiles.
He was one of my best friends.
And
I was with him. We were hanging out all night. We never went to sleep. It was like 10 in the morning. I said, Magic, he still lived with his mom.
Every day
I said, Magic, you better call your mother. You never went home. Back then, there was no cell, so we got to go get quarters and put it in on the corner, put it in the payphone. And she called and she said, somebody called her named Frankie Crocker looking for you. So I was with him when Frankie made the call to his house to give him that shot to go on BLS. Friday and Saturday nights. And it was history. And next week I'm meeting with, you know, the EBL, Entertainers Basketball League. Me, Magic, and Greg from Disco Force started that at Mount Morris Park. 1979 was the first game. Sugar Hill Records played Disco Fever. And I hit the shot at the buzzer to win the game, baby. They picked me up, carried me around the court. So now they're going to do a documentary on that, and I was one of the first people to play in that. And started with Magic. We had the sound system out, like 3,000 people showed up. So that's going to have some history, too.
Wow, you just let us know when that's going to be, and we'll be right there. We got to be a part of that, for sure. And we have the WBLS short shots if you want to get a team together and play them.
Oh, wow.
We do something.
That's right. I think they played in the league a few times in the beginning. You know, and then the league went on to have Fat Joe and Jay-Z and, you know, Kobe. All those people played in it. It turned into the Ruckers, you know?
Wow. A lot of history, man.
A lot of history.
So we have this coming up, and people are excited to come out and see Doo Wop these days, today.
Nobody does it anymore. You know,
Yeah.
you have to travel to get to see a show. So I wanted to bring it to the Bronx, so at least the residents here get a chance to go see the music they grew up on.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, if you see it, you happen to it by turning on channel 13 or something like that.
Yes.
And
you see
them
all
doing a
those
doo-wop song.
big
Yeah.
hit so many hit records back in
Yeah.
the day, especially the Drifters, the Platters, you know, the Belmonts, Shirelles. My boyfriend's back and
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
trouble. Hey,
What were they wearing back there? Yeah,
Oh,
Bobby
man.
socks and DAs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Yeah.
That was the Fonz
There he
days.
is, look.
Happy days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. So this is gonna be great to see. We got some of the pictures coming up. Look at the coasters.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yep. Hopefully the community turns out. We made it on a Sunday, so it was convenient for them. Doors open at 4. Showtime starts at 5.
Yeah.
Probably ends about 8. We got a live band to back up all the artists.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I love the music too.
It's gonna be big. Everybody, come on down.
Gotta
there
go
it is.
back.
Bobby Wilson. You got Frank Pizarro.
Yep. Of the Platters. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
And Bobby Wilson, his father was the big guy. You know, this is Bobby Wilson Jr.
Yeah.
And he's doing all his father's songs and stuff.
Yeah.
So what was that? Oh, Lonely Teardrops. Remember that?
Oh man.
That was the father's song. He sounds just like the dad. He looks just like the dad. Talks like him. It's like reincarnated. It's crazy.
You got a lot of that happening, you know, with the groups that are out today. You got the juniors out there singing. and being
Well, you
part
know
of,
what's
the
great?
oldies
People
but
say,
goodies.
oh, those are not the originals. How could it be the originals when it was 50, 60 years of people get sick, people pass away, people retire?
Yeah.
Thank God, and I want to say this to everybody,
Yeah.
with the Temptations, the Four Tops, and even freestyle with TKA and the Cover Girls.
Yeah.
Thank God for groups because it keeps the music alive.
Yes.
When
yes.
somebody like Donna Summers or Vicky Sue, God forbid, pass away, that's it. That music's done. Thank God for groups to keep this alive where you can still go to the concerts and hear this music. Or if we didn't have interchanging members, it'd be over.
I know. Where can we go? Get more information. Is it on the website?
Oh, yes, Lehman Theater. You can buy tickets there. Go on my Facebook and Instagram and feverrecords.com and
There you go.
get your information. But again, May 18th, Sunday, doors at 4, show at 5.
Yeah.
Come party with us back in the day. Reminisce.
Yeah.
Doo Wop, baby.
There you go.
Old school.
Do.
Do, 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 do.
Sal Abbatiello, CEO, President, Fever Records. Thank you, Sal.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. We want to thank our guests for joining us, our viewers for tuning in and checking it all out. Make sure you stay tuned to BronxNet TV for continued coverage. I want to thank you so much for letting us share in this space and time with you. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. Jonathan Calixto, Darren Jaime, and Rena Valentine. They've got some open episodes coming up too. So make sure you keep it tuned right here, and we'll check it all out. Thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.